thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I'm playing catch-up here from Alex the Comic Hoarder. He did a tag video a while back. It's been like the beginning of this month. Did a tag video a while back about 10 of your favorite first appearances, okay, from out of your collection. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what we're doing here. This video would have been out like a week ago, but we had... in the Allen family, we had the amazing blowout week of Flu 22. That's right. Our family bout of the flu that only happens every few years, thankfully. But we had it 2022, the flu, better than ever. And so, or as good as it gets, maybe I should say. But anyway, thankfully, I was the one who was least affected by it. So now I'm finally catching up with Alex the Comic Hoarder, the video, your 10 favorite first appearances from your collection. We're just going to kick it right off here with the Amazing Spider-Man number 172. What I'm going for here is not the biggest first appearance or anything like that, but the ones that mean the most to me, either from because I picked them up off the rack, as in this case, or because they just meant so much to me from a creator standpoint. But this is Amazing Spider-Man number 172, first appearance of the Rocket Racer. This guy blew my mind as a kid, and really enjoyed his first appearance and subsequent appearances after that. And yeah, he's on a skateboard, and yeah, he's shooting rockets out of his, mini rockets out of his wrist gauntlets and everything. But that's okay. It was cool, and I still think it's cool in a gitchy kind of way, in an old-fashioned Star Trek episodes kind of way. Okay. All right. Secondly, what we have, and these are in no particular order, other than alphabetical. Went through my collection alphabetically, but no order of importance, just all of my love. The second one is E-Man number 6. Now, probably only you John Byrne fans, or those of you who have no life outside of comics, will know what is significant about this. But this is the first appearance of the John Byrne creation, Raj 2000, the robot, and it's a great. You got the great stat and art on the E-Man story inside, but then in the backup story, you have John Byrne's Raj 2000, created by John Byrne, and I believe this one was written and script by Nicholas Cudi and art by John Byrne, but it is a John Byrne creation, and so great stuff there. I've always loved Byrne's work. I love his Raj 2000. I'd actually like to see him do more with Raj 2000, just because there was a comedic aspect there as well. But that's E-Man number 6. It's a significant, John Byrne being big in the industry, a well-known creator and a very talented creator who has really left a mark on the industry. His first, I think his first creation there, Raj 2000, first appearance. So that's very, very important book. All right, to me. Next up is Fantastic Four number 211, volume 1, I should say. Number 211, first appearance of Terrax the Tamer. And Terrax was a great villain as well. I always loved Terrax, one of Galactus's heralds. And I say, and this always blows people's minds whenever I say it, my favorite herald of Galactus. And people say, well, wait a minute, the Silver Surfer was a herald of Galactus. And I liked Terrax better simply because Terrax was ruthless. The Silver Surfer was inherently good, and he broke free of Galactus's servitude to Galactus, even though it cost him greatly. But what I love about Terrax is that he fits Galactus. In fact, if anything, he may be a little too ruthless. And so I liked Terrax. I loved his powers over the earth and over stone and rock and dirt and all that kind of stuff. And so he was just a great character, great villain. Next, now you'll notice these are Marvel heavy because I grew up a Marvel kid. What can I tell you? All right, next is The Incredible Hulk, number 254, the first appearance of the UFOs. The UFOs, of course, being the evil version of the Fantastic Four. Again, great characters, great opposites, the Fantastic Four, with great powers, and always gave the Hulk quite a tussle when he faced them. They just recently turned up again in Immortal Hulk, which no longer is, but I digress. within the last couple of years, they turned up again, better than ever. I love these characters, great villains, and so that's their first appearance. Incredible Hulk number 254, first appearance of the UFOs. I am trying to get through these rather quickly because I have to hit the gym before the family gets back from a family trip to the store. So, next up is Nova number 6, The Man Called Nova number 6, Nova Volume 1. This is a 70s book, obviously. I haven't been given dates on these, but this was 1976, so little Mark Allen was only 8 years old when he first read this. This is the first appearance of the Sphinx, okay? Now, you have lots of firsts in these first few issues of The Man Called Nova. You have, of course, the first appearance of Richard Rider and Nova Prime and Nova himself. In number 1 and number 2, you have the first appearance of Powerhouse and is it the Condor? I don't remember what he's called, Black Condor. And in number 3, you have the first appearance of Diamond Head. This is number 6, first appearance of the Sphinx. I may have gotten some of those wrong, but the Sphinx did make his first appearance after all of those characters. The Sphinx, I don't know when the last time was Marvel did anything with the Sphinx, and the Sphinx is a wonderful cosmic character. At one time was on a par with and as large as, for FYI, as Galactus, and had an epic battle against Galactus. I don't know what happened to him, where he went, why he's never been brought back, but this is the first appearance of the Sphinx, and based on Egyptian lore and kind of an Egyptian type character, so great stuff there. All right, again, 1977. So 9-year-old Mark Allen picked up off the rack one day a Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man issue that had a very offbeat character in it who ended up being a hero more than a villain, but first found himself at odds with Spidey, and this is Spectacular Spider-Man number 13, first appearance of Razorback. Yes, I know, Razorback is the butt of many jokes, has been the butt of many jokes over the years. Many people laughed at him. I loved the guy. A trucker, a guy who wore the remnants of a Razorback hog on his head and back. I don't know. I would have loved to have seen an origin. Maybe there was an origin of him. It's been so long since I read it. I honestly can't tell you, but I don't remember an origin. All I remember was that he was a truck driver. He drove a truck in this getup. Okay, so something going on there. But entertaining as all get out, especially when penciled by Sal Buscema and written by Bill Mantlo. So good stuff there. First appearance of Razorback. Okay. Next, this not a Marvel comic. Okay, so our second one that wasn't a Marvel comic, I believe. Second one. This is Star Slayer number 2. Now, this is not a first appearance of Star Slayer. That happened in number 1. Very, very worthy, noteworthy creation in and of itself of Mike Grell. But this is not for Star Slayer. This is for the first appearance. Wait for it, of a character by the late great Dave Stevens, the Rocketeer. Okay, so this is the first appearance of the Rocketeer, which appears in Star Slayer number 2. Rocketeer was just a wonderful, especially considering this was a book from the 1980s, 1982 to be exact. The Rocketeer was a great throwback to early Golden Age comic book characters, or even pulp characters in a sense. But Dave Stevens, who had a wonderful art style and had a wonderful imagination, was a creator of this. And I'm trying to find there. Well, his signature on that is so small, it's hard to see it. But anyway, this is a character by Dave Stevens. Let me give you a shot of the last panel there. Wonderful panel by Dave Stevens of the Rocketeer. And just a lot of fun. I remember when I first discovered this character, it is such a throwback. Now, not that I was around in the 40s, but being a hero that drew a lot on that Golden Age era, it seemed fresh and new to me. And so lots of fun with that. All right, next up, and this will be, I guess, number 8 of 10 first appearances. This is Tales to Astonish number 81. Number 1. I wish. Tales to Astonish number 81, featuring the first appearance of the villain Boomerang. Yeah, he doesn't look like the Boomerang you know and love, does he? Now, the reason I picked this, I like this is because as a kid, some of my first comics were Iron Fist comics, Volume 1, of course, from Marvel, and the Boomerang showed up Boomerang showed up in his more familiar purple and blue outfit with the white boomerangs and all that kind of stuff. This is his first appearance where he not only threw boomerangs but also metal discs that were very destructive, and so they did a lot of tinkering with him, obviously, from this first appearance. But this is the first appearance of Boomerang. I'm happy to have it. Great stuff, great art with layouts by Jack Kirby. Let's see who the finishes were by. The layouts were by Jack Kirby. Finishes were by Bill Everett. So a very competent art team on this. Let me give you kind of a look at Boomerang from his first appearance. Here's some panels. Okay, from his first appearance. Very different. So he did throw the boomerangs as well as the little steel discs on his costume. Okay, so great stuff there. Tales to Astonish number 81, first appearance of Boomerang. Second to last, so our penultimate first appearance here is the Mighty Thor number 133, featuring the first full appearance, okay, since we do make those distinctions these days, the first full appearance of Ego the Living Planet. Classic Jack Kirby issue here, Stan Lee Jack Kirby issue. Classic Jack Kirby art. Pardon me, I mean, Stan Lee never drew like this, never drew like Jack, with inks by Vince Colletta. Let's look for a really captivating panel. Here we go. Antibodies of Ego, the Living Planet, attacking Thor. You see Thor way up at the top there. Here you go. So great action and adventure featuring in a book featuring the first full appearance of Ego, the Living Planet. And there you go. There's we can finish it off with that. There's Ego right there. And so great stuff there. And great first appearance to have in the collection. All right, lastly is one I'm going to say with certainty no one else who does one of these tag videos is going to have. This is a Golden Age book. It has been gnawed on by rats, as my friend and former LCS owner Mike McCormick used to say. He used to actually put, when you see these books that had the little almost looked like little chew marks along the spine or at the top or something like that, he'd always put a little sticker on there below the price sticker, gnawed on by rats. And there's a story in Comic Empire lore, and Mike swears to the story this day, and I believe it, where a young kid brought a comic book up to him. It's back in the days when the back issues weren't more than $1 or $2, most of them, and asked him, he said, "Was this book really gnawed on by rats?" And Mike's like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, as far as he knew, right?" And so the kid's like, "Well, I gotta have that." And he plunked down his $1 or $2 or whatever, and he bought the comic that looked like it had been gnawed on by rats. Well, this comic, which is True Comics, number 50, looks like number 55. It is a 1946 comic. Having trouble making out. Yeah, I think it's issue number 55. Copyright 1946. This comic here, True Comics, is the first appearance of Sad Sack. Okay? Sad Sack. And here's where it's been gnawed on by rats. That's what I'm talking about. Many of you have seen that before in your older books. Don't know what actually happens there, but it's been chewed up somehow. Maybe it really was rats, okay? But what's great about this book, it is the actual first appearance, and it is post-World War II, but it's the first appearance of Sad Sack. And what it is it's advertising the USO, the United Services Organization, which, of course, did wonderful things for our military people. I'm trying to find it's just a little blurb ad. The Sad Sack was used first to advertise the USO and to promote the USO. Here we go. Sad Sack by George Baker. Let me get you a good look at the, there you go. So there he is, the first appearance of Sad Sack in comics. And don't know if he appeared anywhere else, but this is his first appearance in comics. It is an ad for the USO, and talking about the boys may not be fighting a war anymore, but they're still defending our shores. They're still serving. They're still serving us, and so they still need access to the benefits of the USO, the clubs and the shows and all of that. So that's what it was, pitching a very good cause the United Services Organization for our servicemen and women at the time. So there you go. There's my 10 first appearances, my 10 of my favorite first appearances from my collection. And since this is a tag video, if you're watching this, you're tagged. But also, I'm tagging Night Tiger Comics. I want to tag Metarog. I want to tag John's Comics with Kids, and I want to tag I Collect a Lot and Comic Mag Musings. And I'll leave all these links as well as the link to Alex the Comic Hoarder's video down below. So look for those tags and take a look at those pages, those sites, and I invite you guys that I tagged to also make one of these videos. Anyway, that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. I always appreciate that when people do that. Subscribers still continue to go up slowly but surely, and I like the slow gain, so that's great with me. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.